Today, we live in a fast-paced world with problems that arise fast, that require even faster solutions. If not proactive or efficiently reactive, problems may challenge us beyond our wildest dreams. Author and journalist Warren Berger of the book A More Beautiful Question believes that our ability to ask the right questions is critical to our ability to respond to problems with dynamic solutions. Today, we have to restructure our approach to thinking, rewire our decision-making processes, and innovate our approach to problem solving if we want to experience greater ideas and experiences in work and in life. We have to ask the right questions on our quest towards greater. Good morning, good afternoon, good day. I'm Joshua Gray, and thank you for joining me on Questions for Your Quest, a virtual workshop on improved inquiry where I'll work with you, team up with you, collaborate with you in our time together to explore strategies for your quest towards greater in work and in life. Throughout this workshop, I'll be using a book by the title of A More Beautiful Question by Warren Berger to guide the information and the insights that we'll use to enrich your quest towards greater in life and in work. So wherever you are, if you're at work, if you're at home like I am, or if you're on the road, wherever, gather these following things so we can have a fruitful, valuable time together where you'll leave this workshop, where you'll finish this workshop with an enriched quest towards greater in work and ultimately in life. Let's do it. Specifically in this workshop, we will 1. Work to obtain a common understanding of inquiry and establish an awareness of our own inquiry journey. And then secondly, we will work to clarify the role of inquiry in thinking, decision-making, and problem-solving. And 3, we will work to cultivate a perspective and practice for leveraging enhanced thinking, decision-making, and problem-solving on situations at work and situations in everyday life. So as we begin this inquiry journey, I want to invite you to set the goal of gaining a common understanding of inquiry based off of Warren Berger's book, A More Beautiful Question, and establishing an awareness of your own inquiry journey. Warren Berger states that in a time when so much of what we know is subject to revision or obsolescence, the comfortable expert must go back to being a restless learner. We have to go back to learning restlessly like we are a child. One of the foundational ideas of the book is that inquiry as a child contributes to brain development. The brain actually connects the stimuli associated with inquiry in our mind and the experiences we have in life to form synapses. And this is something that Warren Berger encourages us to continue to do. Ask those questions. But he has 3 reasons why we may not ask those questions anymore. 3 reasons why we possibly stop questioning. The first reason is that the pressure of schools and teachers to impart information, so much information, really limits the room for us to continue questioning or continuing to develop that questioning skill. Secondly, Warren Berger proposes that the pressure of having consistent expertise or being that individual to give consistent expertise as a leader prevents leaders from questioning themselves or questioning things or questioning others effectively to really prompt and catalyze that development. And then thirdly, Warren Berger proposes that the pressure of time limits our capability of questioning. So essentially, the construct of life really stops our inquiry, stops our questioning, and potentially stops the development that we may be able to have in a project, at work, or even in life. So he wants us to move towards a place where we understand the power of questioning. Another foundational idea of the book is that questions assist with focusing our time. With the rapid change, I know that we can empathize with the rapid change that goes on in everyday life, the rapid multiplication of information, the data overload, the information overload, and the rapid range of sources that develop that gives us information. Questioning, engaging in inquiry really allows us to contextualize the information that we input for us to then output impactful insights for influential and impactful solutions. Berger actually suggests that now we just allow technology to do the documentation and organization of information. And then we, as humans, as adolescents, or as young adults, or as adults, that we now work to ask the right questions and frame questions to extract the best possible responses from technology and from others. Another foundational idea is that questions frame our thoughts. So as we learn and lean into asking more questions, Berger suggests that we ask open-ended questions that invoke speculation, that invokes exploration, but also that we infuse our questions with a tone that prompts positive response, that prompts innovation or change, not just asking questions that leave us in a place of questioning, but asking questions that prompt us to gaining answers, or prompts us to actually doing something to get that answer. For instance, not asking questions, why is my life not going according to my plan? Why is life so horrible? But more so asking, what positive situations, what positive activities can I engage in to have a more fruitful life, or have a life that goes more according to my plan? So asking questions with a tone of positivity is really important, Berger believes as well. But most importantly, with this book, he believes that we can improve our inquiry by brainstorming beautiful questions. You may know what a beautiful question is, but when I read the book, I was wondering, what is a beautiful question? But Warren Berger proposes that a beautiful question is one that is ambitious, but also attainable. Essentially, putting yourself in a place to ask a question that's ambitious and attainable, but also asking a question that you're willing to commit action towards. That way you can get an answer and also get innovation. The first exercise of this workshop encompasses 4 questions. In the following moments, we will explore 4 questions in 15-second intervals. Grab that piece of paper, tap into your notes app, reach into that brain, and let's start this exercise. In the second part of this workshop, we'll be working on improving our inquiry using Warren Berger's three-stage approach to innovative inquiry, or three-stage approach to questioning. Our primary goal is to clarify the role of inquiry in thinking, decision-making, and problem-solving. Warren Berger expresses, being willing to question is one thing, questioning well and effectively is another. So throughout this workshop, we're going to work on our skills to question well and question effectively. So to start the quest towards greater in work and in life through questioning, I'm going to start with stage one, which is really about thinking and asking why to understand a situation. The why stage can really be expressed as the first step to bringing about change in almost any context, where the keys for the stage is engagement and challenge, where one, you want to engage in the situation, where you stop doing and stop knowing to really bring yourself for clear involvement in a situation. And then also contextual inquiry, where you get close to a situation, that way you can have an understanding, you can see and foster an engagement that prompts meaningful insight. But you also want to challenge the self and challenge the situation. By challenging yourself, you want to embrace humility and embrace a beginner's mind, as if you never understood that situation, if you never understood the problem before you. Just really embrace that beginner's mind so you can have an interest and an intrigue in the situation, and then challenge the underlying assumptions or biases in the question that you may ask, or in the inquiry that you may put forth. You really want to challenge yourself to be the best version so you can ask the best questions. And then also challenge the situation. Ask naive questions to really prompt others to clarify their positions, clarify their stances, clarifying their ideas, but also ask those complex questions to really invoke a challenge, invoke dissension. That way you can really understand all sides to that situation. And from the why stage, we go to stage two, where we really imagine possibilities and begin to ask what if to inform our decision making. This stage is really the blue sky moment of questioning, when anything, absolutely anything is possible. These possibilities are powerful things, and they really are the seeds of innovation. So the keys to asking what if are connective inquiry and incubation. In these moments, you really want to engage in connective inquiry, really mix and match ideas, mix and match unrelated things to really enrich neural activity and create a foundation for brainstorming creative and actionable ideas later, and also connect different viewpoints. You also want to allow an idea to sit with you, incubate that idea, and really allow yourself to wrestle with an idea to really get an understanding of what you're putting forth. Stage three is the point where you ask how to inform problem solving. It's actually the point which things come together and then more often than not fall apart repeatedly. The keys for this stage are selectivity and collaboration, where selectivity is the point where you choose the best what if that you had in stage two, and then you also continue to ask your questions as you navigate strategy, the drafts, the prototypes of that particular what if scenario or idea. And then you also want to engage in collaborative inquiry, where you connect with diverse-minded people for insight, but collaborate with like-minded people for input. You want to gather as many ideas that you can have, but you want to work with other individuals with like minds to really contribute to the process, contribute to the project. That way you achieve what you have in mind. And this is the thing. In this stage, you try, you fail, you try, you fail. It's all about committing to moving forward and failing forward. In the second exercise of this workshop, we will explore the three-part framework that Warren Berger shares with us in A More Beautiful Question. So in the following minute, I invite you to really reflect on the prompts on the screen and engage with those prompts to really work on your strategy for your quest towards greater in work and in life. In part 3 of our workshop, we'll explore the impact of improved inquiry. Warren Berger shares that when a business culture is inquisitive, the questioning, learning, and sharing of information becomes contagious. Improved inquiry in the workplace involves a culture of inquiry, which encompasses an entrepreneurial spirit and a conducive learning environment. That entrepreneurial spirit infuses experiments of thinking into daily operations and maintains a proximity to a fresh mission and fresh passion for various ideas and projects. A learning environment promotes learning opportunities or resources from insiders and outsiders to enrich decision making. It also promotes question storming, which is a practice that builds upon questions and continues to build to find a few questions to explore, experiment, and use to solve problems innovatively. Improved inquiry in everyday life involves a commitment to inquiry, which encompasses empathic questioning and empathic answering. In comments about empathic questioning, Warren Berger shares questions, if worded sensitively, can show respect to both sides of an issue, invite participation, and open up conversation. A commitment to inquiry then encompasses empathic answering, which allows us or encourages us to think with empathy, decide with empathy, and ultimately solve with empathy. In the third exercise of this workshop, I'm going to share a scenario of two positions that you may or may not be familiar with. And of those positions, I would like for you to reflect on how questioning could have benefited those situations. Well, we have reached the end of Questions for Your Quest, a virtual workshop for improved inquiry, where hopefully you took this time to really develop those strategies that will work for your quest towards greater in work and in life. I also hope that you took this time, that you had the opportunity to use this time to reflect on the information and the insights from A More Beautiful Question by Warren Berger to really enrich your quest towards bringing greatness into your work experiences, bringing greatness into your life experiences by doing something that we used to do all the time as a child, which is asking questions. So as you leave this video, as you leave this platform, I encourage you to continue to ask those questions so that you may encounter that innovation that's needed for your work life and for your life in general.